So, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my podcast today. Today, this topic we are talking about is geeking out, and I have the Black Butterfly Queen here. Which who do I have here again?
Yeah, Black Butterfly Queen. My podcast is View from the Throne, and this is a shared segment.
And I forgot everything you said.
Okay, so we got D-Mogul here and View from the Throne collaborating on a segment called Geeking Out, where we're going to be talking about a lot of different movies that are coming out, like Spider-Man and shows, for instance, maybe Discovery and different things that we like. Maybe there's some things that we like that we agree on or dislike. And we also have
Hi, this is Carlos.
Yes, and we'll find out more about him later in the show. But we all love sci-fi, and so we wanted to get on here and just really geek out. Yep. Just have a great time talking and let y'all in on the conversation. We do this all the time, but we just thought it'd be nice to let y'all in on the conversation. So the first thing that I was thinking we talk about is this Spider-Man that's coming out, because they're supposed to be dropping the second trailer soon. And
yes, I was actually just looking up to see if the trailer just dropped. I see a lot of new
Spider-Man trailer
predictions up here. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. I wonder if it's playing, because
yeah, remember you guys to lean forward when you're talking into the mics.
So okay, No Way Home trailer 2 multiverse. Yeah, people are talking about it's going to show up on the 16th, which is officially today, which is about 2:30 a.m. Central Time right now. Which I don't know.
It's on YouTube though.
Yeah, it's going to post on YouTube. You'll probably see some that pop up on Instagram as well. But I'm really interested because, there's
supposed to be so much in
the sauce.
In here.
That's gonna be like, I know this last movie came out. What was it called? The Shang-Chi. Yeah, that was a good movie, but it's more like an introduction to him. I think that this Spider-Man No Way Home is gonna be an introduction to the next phase of what MCU wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel people.
Yeah. And
that's gonna be like the actual beginning of them making movies about this third phase, or was it the third phase?
Phase. I think they're in phase 4, trying to move into phase 5. I think what it is.
Yeah, so that's gonna be probably the beginning, because they've been doing all this Disney Plus, trying to keep us interested in all those little shows that they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more like and I really like how they do that, because that kind of gives you the meat that you never get when you just watch one movie. It's like there's so much more that could be done, but they're filling out all the little side stories and then making the main movie, which I think Spider-Man will be the one that's gonna start that.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all the characters that are going to be popping up in here. I know that Jamie Foxx is supposed to be reprising his role, correct?
Yeah, he's reprising his role as Electro, which is going to be pretty interesting, because when he played Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, his lightning was blue, but his lightning is going to be yellow in the new version, which people find to be odd if it's supposed to be in continuity with the previous movie. But, word on the street is it's supposed to be in continuity with the actual comic book, for the reason they changed it.
Well, I think comic book original fans would appreciate that. And people can't get too uptight about it, because it is the multiverse. Yes. So, I would rather them take this opportunity to make some corrections than to, because it's the multiverse, because anything can happen in the multiverse. For crying out loud, even Star Trek has a multiverse. You know what I'm saying? So anything, we'll get to that later, but anything can happen in the multiverse. So I like that they would want to try to stick more in the line of the comic books than to step out of it too far and use use the multiverse as an excuse for that. Because the whole reason why you go to the movies is to see what you've been reading this whole time come to life. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
exactly.
So I'm excited.
You know what I never thought about? Are they ever gonna bring? There's the smaller team of superheroes like Luke Cage and Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're gonna bring him into the big movies of Marvel, because I really like Luke Cage as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about Daredevil and the other people, but that's the one I really would like to see, like in the main Marvel movies.
Well, Luke Cage would be an awesome insert, but apparently,
and maybe Black Panther and Luke Cage together, man, that would be awesome.
That would be nice. I hear Storm is actually gonna. The rumor is Storm's gonna appear in the next Black Panther movie, but even though you don't like Daredevil, he's supposed to be appearing in the Spider-Man movie.
I don't like Daredevil based off the movie.
I didn't give it a chance. I don't think I gave it a chance. The movies kind of messed me up.
Yeah, the movie.
I only watched one episode, maybe.
one movie, you mean? But like, I feel like the same way that y'all do about the Daredevil thing, it messed me up. I didn't like it, but I want to see what they can really do with the actual character with this. And I think it's just kind of like a second chance. But you know what, guys? What if, since we have the multiverse going, I just want to throw something out here when it comes to Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. But if they were to find a way to bring him back through multiverse, his character, I would actually want David Washington, Denzel Washington's son that did Tenet. Yes. I would actually want him to play a version of Black Panther.
That's the only way it could work.
Yeah. Because he wouldn't have to be exactly the same. He could be more like the one in What If. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He would be perfect for that. And so I would love to see him do it. He's the only guy in my head that could actually pull that off. And it won't be disrespectful to Chadwick. It will be in honor of him.
He would actually, they would have to completely give him a different name other than T'Challa, but because they said they're not going to reprise the role of the T'Challa character, but they will still have another Black Panther. So they would have to give him a different name, and then he can fill the shoes of Black Panther very easily. I think I would appreciate him becoming a Black Panther.
And he can, and because T'Challa would be gone technically on this planet. It would be good if he gets intrigued in finding out more about this other Black Panther, because he once again is a traveler, right? If he's reprising, if he's going to be reprising the role but not reprising the role, but through the What If character, it would be pretty that would be pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? So he can get all this inspiration from his character, which would actually play well in the movie, because he would have to use the inspiration from Chadwick Boseman's legacy to play that Black Panther. So it would just go hand in hand, off and on set.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome.
And you know how Denzel, loved Chadwick, and they're all were pretty cool. So I think that would be better to honor him. So, and still honor the character. But yeah, that's just something. That's just an idea I had.
Well, there's one show that's actually coming out this week, this Thursday actually. Yeah. Discovery.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, Discovery
is
coming
out this Thursday.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be nice.
Season 4 of Discovery.
Whew.
Oh my goodness.
Thank God.
I am excited for season 4 of Discovery. I think, if I'm not mistaken,
the first 2 seasons. I just watched the third season.
Third season was like making up for, even creating the whole series altogether.
The disrespect. Because so they had an original writer from Deep Space Nine, I believe. Was it Deep Space? No, it was Voyager. They had an original writer from Voyager that was actually working with them, I believe, on Discovery. Fired him after he wrote the whole script and just pulled some stuff out, because he was like, you can't disrespect the Trekkie fans, like he was trying to tell them. Yeah. They threw him out, and they started changing all this stuff in the script. They didn't even really fully write a new script. They just took stuff out and put stuff in. That's all they did. And you know how I feel. That first season, they messed with the Klingons. They had them all bejeweled. What was that thing that was supposed to be hanging off their chest? Is that a neck? What is that? They were looking more like the Jim Hadar.
Yeah.
They look like some bougie Jim Hadar. That's what they were looking
between Klingons and Jim Hadars.
Yes. And I was like, this is disrespectful. And granted, we know that the Klingons have had some defect issues, but that was beyond, because it was too close to the original series of Star Trek for them to look that different.
Yes.
And so, I mean,
all different species.
Yeah. And they started, and that's another thing. They should have started Discovery where they have them at now, but they did really good. Whoever came in after this, they did really good. And I want to praise Patrick Stewart for standing up for the Star Trek series, along with all the other people who have worked closely, especially with Gene Roddenberry originally.
Yes.
So, yes.
Bring some fire back with that Picard series. Can't wait for that in February.
Oh, man.
Yes.
They about to give us the alley-oop to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yes. I can't wait. So, boy.
What else we got on the roster? I think the new Flash, I think it's supposed to be season 8, but also it's supposed to be a 5-episode crossover with every other CW show. So it's like it's supposed to be the Flash, but not really.
I don't even know who the bad guy is. I seen him, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird.
I'm on the fence about. First of all, the reason why they're using Flash is because that's their flag show. That's the strongest show that they have. That's the show that's the most relatable. It has the longevity and the seniority because they don't have Arrow anymore. Mm-hmm. So I understand why they're using it through the Flash, but when you look at the other series like Batgirl, for instance, it has gone through too much to. I don't know if Flash is strong enough to give that any legs.
Batgirl is tanking.
It's and the lady who played Batgirl originally, I liked her so much better, but there was just so many issues that she was having being on set with the wardrobe and them just overselling her personal life on the show, and she just wanted it to be about a more full view of the character, and so I just think like,
what was her personal life? I don't really know. I didn't really know nothing about that.
Yeah, well, she's is she bisexual or gay? She's gay.
She's In
the comic book, she's gay. So, but they made it about that, which is kind of disrespectful to the LGBTQI community because their whole perspective is everybody always looks at them that way and thinks it's about that, and it's not about just relationship. But that's a whole nother thing. But I'm just saying there was a lot of issues with that. So they got another girl. She's black, but she's gay too, and but she is. It's horrible.
She's just a bad actress.
I don't know if she's a bad actress, if that's the way they want her to be, but her character is weaker than the original one. She's, I don't know if.
I only seen like the first episode when she was in it. Mm-hmm. It didn't seem right. Something didn't fit right.
They
I've
have
only seen
an
one episode.
called,
I haven't seen any other ones after that.
I feel like the writers that are on the show are not well rounded because they misrepresented the LGBTQI community, and now they're misrepresenting the black community with the Batgirl magic. It was supposed to be a play on words, and that episode tanked so bad. It was a horrible episode, and I was like, why do y'all keep trying to pull out these? Stop, let them be who they are, because people are people first before they or anything else. Just let the character be the character. And so I think the writers for Batgirl they should have got Jada to help them because
oh my god, if Jada would have came and helped out, especially after being on Gotham.
Yeah. And she was she produced Gotham and it was like co-writing it. So
she would have brought some life to Batwoman. She definitely would have.
She had no the back.
Because who could play Batgirl? Willow could play Batgirl. I think she could play her. No.
I think she's too young.
She's too young?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Willow.
Well, we haven't really seen her act, though, have we? It's Jaden who's the actor.
Jaden. No, Willow has acted. Willow was the one that was in I Am Legend. But she didn't. She didn't have a line. She said, "Daddy." That's it, pretty much.
So, like I said, we haven't really seen her act. I'm just saying, like her her, if not Willow, somebody that has that physique and that
I couldn't take Willow because I've been thinking she's like their daughter.
What?
I couldn't think of her as being Batgirl because I always see her as Will and Jada's daughter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying somebody with at least with that physique or that ambiguous look, something more like that. I'm not saying that I'm just saying like somebody that has more of a relatable look to more people.
Yeah.
Than and I just feel like that type of physique. You can look strong. You can bring sex appeal to the show. You can bring culture to the show, and she doesn't have to look exactly like that. But I'm just saying somebody that has a more diverse look to them. And this girl, her look is not bad. It's the dialogue, and that I don't feel like she was trained well before they just kind of threw her into it when it comes to, because you have to have physical training on set when you're supposed to be doing fighting scenes, and I don't feel like they really trained her for that. But that's
they didn't.
Really
I think they just
kind
kind of plucked one out that would that was inexperienced and would do whatever they could get them to do, and they didn't have to worry about any fight back. You know what I'm saying?
And less money.
Because like people say, how's the show still going? Because they're not paying the actors. Or the actress. If you think about it, there's the two leading roles on the show are two black people, and they're like, "Hey, the show is horrible. How's it going for season 3?" Because they're not paying them that much, so they have the budget to make a season 3. It's like that's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then we have Supergirl.
Supergirl just ended, actually.
Yeah, but the way the what they addressed before they ended, that was how that episode that you were talking about.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I don't remember the title of that episode, but yeah, that they addressed the invisibility of the struggle of Black and brown people in the community, and even with people's best intentions, how they can make mistakes. Even with their best intentions, they address people. They address the fact that sometimes racism can be very black and white, and sometimes it is not. Sometimes it's not that people are racist; it's that they have no experience.
Yeah,
and it is even with their best intentions, they can miss the mark. And how to be patient on both sides. When you have an ally, you have to understand they're your ally. They're not from your land, and that's what that addressed. And so we appreciate the people who are allies, who are always trying to learn more about, what's going on. And we hope that we can always be allies to other people. But I think that was a really good, well-rounded episode. It just really kind of showed that there needs to be a little understanding so that we understand who the real enemy is.
Yeah, I think that episode was very well placed and well written. The way they put the pieces of the puzzle together, the way they illustrated how things were going down, the way they allowed her friends to just disregard her and show that they still cared, but then they weren't really paying attention to really let it sink in, and then allowed her to finally like blow up legitly, and rightfully so. Yeah. And then have someone also come in and say, hey, you were full within your right to feel that way. To lay all the cards on the table and exactly explain, the way we all feel as being black and brown, this is exactly what we need to see. And we didn't need to see it on a black TV show. Yeah. We didn't need to see it on a Hispanic TV show, an Asian TV show, a Middle Eastern TV show. We needed to see it on, yes, we needed to see it on a white TV show. It was I'll have to show you the episode one day.
And like one of the actors is trans, right? The which character is it?
It is Dreamer. She's trans.
Yeah, and so I thought that was cool. And she was the one that showed the understanding.
She showed understanding first.
I loved the subtle. It was so subtle, but it was so clear.
It was clear and subtle, and the point was very. It kind of shine a little light. It kind of brings me back to some things when we get into Dave Chappelle and talking about him and the things he discusses. It was almost kind of like, hey, look, we're all in the same fight together. It doesn't matter if you're trans or it's a racial thing or it's a gender thing. We all should just appreciate each other for who we are and not be against each other. And she understood that there was a problem, and she was immediately trying to be of need in that moment, but she knew she still had a job to do.
Yeah. So it was real place. I love how they deal with things kind of like what is it? Super Soldier and I'm getting tongue tied. Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and Falcon.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I wasn't sure how I was gonna go at first. You know, we sat here and we watched this, and I was like, man, they really stepped up their game. I knew Marvel was like dope, but I was like, oh, y'all not playing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, and just to be clear, I know Marvel's still not perfect, but Marvel's doing something way better than DC. Let me tell you. And that's the studios, DC Studios and Marvel Studios and stuff like that. They're doing, I mean, Marvel is killing DC. And on another note, DC, now growing up, I was DC.
The only showrunners I think are really getting it are the ones that are holding down the fort for Flash. All the other ones have been failing at it, and I think that's why Flash is still holding on strong, because the showrunners for that show have held that show together well with the diverse staff they have, and those people are like, you know, thick.
And I believe they're going to use Cisco to help bring in the Green Lantern's character. Yeah. You know, it's a continuation of kind of like the Green Arrow. It's going to be Green Lantern. Yeah. And so we're gonna have Cisco and stuff bringing that in, and they always have to use these strong characters to bring them in, but the writers need to be careful. Yeah. With Flash, because Flash is their flag show, but this last season it was okay, but it didn't give me no excitement. And I understand that we lost some momentum there with them because of the pandemic, but this is not the time to be doing too much. This is not the time to do too much. So I'm like, these next 5 episodes are gonna come out, I'm like, okay, but that's just a series. We can't even touch like the movies.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
Oh man! Have you seen the preview for the new movie, The Flash? No. You have not.
No.
Let's just say at the end of it, there's a sheet covering a car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear that is the Batmobile from the 1990s or the 80s, whichever the Michael Keaton Batman movies. That is the Batmobile under that sheet. Like the fabric is sitting on it. You can tell that is the Batmobile under that car. And the guy is looking at it. Preview? It's in the Flash preview. Thing? Yeah, it ends and he walks over. Oh, matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it right here because we can hear it. We can hear it on here. It's not going to... Flash movie trailer.
Now, I did like that they had him in... the Flash series.
The Flash. Oh, here we go.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere you want, right? Any timeline. Any universe. Why do you want to stay? Fight to save this one.
So it's supposed to be like Flashpoint, you know?
Change the future.
Past coming forward.
And you change the past.
Look at that suit. Ooh. Michael Keaton, Batman. Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Look at all 3 of them. 3 versions of the Flash.
That's the Batmobile.
It has to be. Look
That
at it.
is the
Look how it's
Batmobile.
laying on that. That is the original
Batmobile.
That is the Batmobile.
What?
That's the Batmobile.
So wait, this is gonna be the first movie, and they're gonna put Flashpoint in it. Them going to they're trying to catch up to Marvel. That's what they're.
If they're
trying to
going to, this is the best way to start. Let me tell you.
The Flash is their moneymaker. It's just like Iron Man.
No matter-
Marvel started off. Flash is because Superman and Batman have been their ping pong for years, and it hasn't kicked off their anything. They've got cartoons everywhere, but they don't have this multiverse like Marvel has. They got all this money with Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
They can't seem to get off the ground with everything else.
Yep.
And now they're moving, but they got the Justice League movie that didn't do as good as it should have until Zack Snyder came back around and did the 4-hour movie. But after people saw the first one, you watch the second one just to see what
He fixed.
Yeah, you didn't watch it to see it for the first time. You already were ruined. You know what I'm saying?
And he added some things.
There was so much in that
So a
movie,
little bit
like-
more illustration to, some of the, I feel like to Lois and her emotional state and things like just little small things that people probably.
And then the Martian Manhunter being there, instead of to kind of help her get over some stuff and push her along.
In the opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
The opening scene. That I already was, I love the action anyway, but it was just that those little bitty details that made the difference with the character. What's the guy that I can't, the character. I can't.
Talking about the dude that plays Martian Manhunter?
The opening scene with the I don't know, Derek. D-Mogul, I don't know. With the women when they're running, trying to keep them from getting on the second. You don't know Wonder Woman, the Wonder, where Wonder Woman comes from, the women,
Amazon,
the
woman?
Amazon women, the opening scene of that in the movie, the second movie. I mean, not the second movie, but when Home Dude came back and redid everything, he changed that scene.
Oh, you talking about when that guy came back to take all the mother boxes and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Lord, I could not get that. Thank you.
I forgot what his name was, but I didn't know what you were talking about because I was like, the opening scene. I was just lost. I was like, well, I can't remember the opening scene. I've slept since then. I'm sorry.
And it's a long movie too. Something I don't remember.
It was 4 hours. Like, wait, the opening scene from what I remember was Martha Kent going over to what's her name's house. But did I get it
you know
wrong?
what? Maybe I got to mix it. But
Maybe.
I think, I feel like that was like the
Maybe.
first real action packed full scene.
I think to me the biggest issue with the DC Justice League was that they brought 2 new characters without doing an introduction about them.
Yeah.
They just threw them in there and they would have to work as a team now. I'm like, if you're gonna make a movie, but the Justice League come out before or after the Aquaman?
It came out before Aquaman.
So they didn't
Aquaman
even
came
do
out
an
after.
Aquaman introduction.
So no Aquaman introduction, no Cyborg, no Flash. See, that's the thing. Zack Snyder,
that's what messed it up.
he was creating the movie to everybody was going to get a bit of an introduction each, and that's what we had when he came back.
Yeah.
Everybody had their little introduction that they were supposed to have, because that's how it is.
They had to have one.
The only one that had a true introduction without Zack Snyder being on board was when I forgot who she was, but she's a woman producer, and she took care of the first Wonder Woman. She was not, I think, a part of the second one, because the second one, I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says, WW84, it was trash. It was trash because it could have been so much better, but they rushed it, and that's what made it trash to me. I'm sorry.
That's a horrible movie.
That movie,
what happened,
the bones of it had the potential to be so much better. But what didn't make sense is this is WW84, right? Okay. I'm still confused at how she got the plane. how she could fly. Wonder Woman couldn't fly. She could jump and she could lasso the clouds,
Yeah.
but she couldn't fly. So I'm like, what are y'all
Talking about in the second one?
The second one, she was flying like she was Superman. They even had her do the fist out like Superman, and that pissed me off so much. Just Superman's signature move with the fist out. She wasn't lassoing the clouds.
When I thought she was lassoing the lightning or something like that.
She's supposed to be the lightning or something, but she wasn't using her lasso at the end. She was just flying.
Yeah, that didn't make no sense.
She was lassoing and pulling herself and gliding is what she was doing, but they symbolized it with the Superman style stuff, which kind of ruined the image of it.
No. At the end, she was just flying. Look, y'all look at it. At the end, she was just flying. She wasn't lassoing anymore. She was just flying. There was no lasso.
I think my memory rejected that because I don't remember.
I was irritated. I was like, I said, is she flying? I was waiting for her to pull the lasso back out and like just whip it. But you can't whip air if you're supposed to be lassoing storms and stuff and lightning. So I was just like, why they got her doing a Superman thing? That doesn't make sense. Now, where they did do good is how they had the original Wonder Woman at the end.
Yeah.
So sorry, spoiler alert.
Right.
If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know why. I mean, well, anywho, we got cut off there for a second, but pretty much where it cut off was where I was at the end of, because we're out of time, a little bit down. So until next time, I'll see you at the throne, and Mogul.
Peace.
Peace.
Good night. Good day.
Good night. Good
Good
day.
night.